Hi, how are you girls? Welcome to Planner Perfect's Plan With Me Live, which we love to do every Sunday and get together and chat about Planner Perfect, its method, and being and feeling inspired for our whole week. So welcome, and today we got together on Monday because of celebrating Easter, and I hope you girls had an amazing Easter. Hi Lucy, and hi Gayla, I saw you on. Michelle, thanks you so much. Hi Joanne, and I hope you're able to have a really good time with your families and have a really good time. I know I did, and you know, I get so immersed in holidays. I never take pictures. I never post on social media. I'm just so busy sucking babies' faces off and my own children that are married and come back that I don't even think about it. So, but I had an amazing time and I hope you guys did too. And hi Brenda, hi Jess. I'm so glad you guys are on and with me, and I'm excited to be here. I really look forward to the Plan With Me Lives because it's just inspiring. It gets me even inspired for my week too. Thank you. I almost thought it was coming across as gray or as black, so I'm glad you guys can notice that it isn't, that it is indeed navy. Hi, Kristen. I'm glad you're on. Today I'm going to be answering some questions. I'm going to be talking about the method. I'm going to be talking about some Planner Perfect news. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, it's going to be great. So we always get new people on, and so I always like to introduce myself and welcome you if there's anyone new. So my name is Jenny Penton. I'm founder of Planner Perfect, and I'm an artist, and I am also just founder of Project Me, which is great. It's over on Facebook, and if you want to join us, it's all about just self-discovery, and we're really involved heavily in a workbook right now where we do live over there, and really evolving into who we are, and understanding who we are, and really understanding who we are and using that power that we already have within us to really use that to gain momentum in being all we were created to be. So please join us over there on Project Me. Hi Lisa, hi Danielle. And I also am a homeschooling mom of 8. So I come from that background, and so welcome. I'm glad you guys are totally here. I want to do a recap of truly what Planner Perfect is and what the method is. If you're new, I want you to know. Hi, Lori. I want to just go over it so that you know. It'll be brief, but I want to just, for the girls who already know really what the method is, but it still is inspiring to truly understand what it is all of the time. I mean, so if I'm going to explain it, it's always good to hear again. So really, Planner Perfect, and what is this method, right? Well, basically, it is definitely a fresh idea on organizing your life. It goes against usually what you think of when it comes to planning. Danielle, you made my freaking night right now. Thank you so much. You know, it goes against everything what you think of when it comes to planning. It truly takes a whole new, fresh idea on it. And I'm going to get into that in just a second. It's definitely by writing a better story for your life. It's deliberate planning. It's deliberate. You know what that means, right? I mean, that's serious. You're deliberate. You're not just someone who corrals tasks and things that come at you, but you're deliberate in how you live your life. And right, Lisa? And you're deliberate in how you intend to live. And that's powerful. And so that's really what Planner Perfect is and what's behind it. It's definitely understanding who you are. I think a lot of times, especially as moms, women who we serve and we do, and we get lost, and we give and we do and we lose ourselves, and no more of that. It's understanding who you are, because once you know who you are and really the power you have within you to create the kind of life that you want, instead of feeling like you're a circumstance or that you're a victim of a circumstance or a condition, really understanding the power of who you are and really the power that God's given you to create the life that you want is really empowering. And so the more you know, the more you understand, the more you can make changes to change your life. Hey, thank you for joining me. Hi, Ann. Is that Boo Silva? Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And it's really, once you understand who you are, then it's really mapping out a deliberate life, one that you love. And one that's really, really big about Planner Perfect and its method is the blank page. It's, you know, a lot of times it can be daunting for women at first to look at a blank page, but I'll tell you what, it is the whole reason, it's the whole backdrop of what Planner Perfect is and its method, because it's women change. You live your life. I mean, I change constantly in how I want to live from day to day. I mean, I can't have something predetermined for me, even a top 3. And listen, I have gone through this. I'm going to tell you a little bit about some Planner Perfect news that's coming, so I don't want to spoil it. But I have debated on whether or not to put in, hey, Catherine, hi, Chris, to put in, you know, hey, do I want to put some prescripted things in these books for these women? And I thought, not very much. No, I don't, because it could change. Guys, girls, we are all really different. We're on a different season, a different road. My top 3 spiritual goals change. And so I want that to remain open, because we're expanding, we're growing, we're changing. And to have a planner that is set up in a way that's too structured just freaks me out. And it just is something I want it to be blank. It just is, it's a necessity. It's something that you need to be able to grow. It's a vision board for your life. And you need it to be able to be in a way that is, it's for every woman, it's for every season. And that's important too, because some women may not want to rise at 5 when they've got a bunch of littles and a newborn, and their routine is going to be, they're going to be painting at night, or they're going to be tackling things at night because that's where their season is. And so, you know what I mean? You want to be able to really, truly map out a life that's structured for you, for where you're at. And what better a page than a beautiful planner with blank pages, with beautiful paper where you can doodle, structure, you can cross out, you can be you. And it's just important to me that it keeps that integrity, because that really is what Planner Perfect is about. It's truly how my mom planned, though it is, Michelle, I agree. My mom planned on lined. I mean, she was planning, girls, because there was nothing out there like it at all. Not even, I mean, and there's not now. But back then, she refused to go to any kind of time management system. She worked in lined paper, like a 5-star. You know what I'm talking about? So I took what she did and I amped it 5,000, degrees up. And so here we are. But she just basically just needed that freedom of mapping out her own personal deliberate life. And so I honor that. And that is truly what it is all about, because anytime I try to put myself in a box, I just want to scream. And I don't want you girls too. You've got to have that freedom and that allowance to be where you're at and to map out where you're at that day and then that next day, and to be led. I mean, let's not forget about that. I mean, we're all about being led. And I truly believe, we don't need to know and have a bullet list of where we're going to be in 5 years. I honestly, I could change my mind about what I want to do in 5 years. I mean, I don't even believe and jive with that. Right now, I'm here, I'm right now. I love the month. I love the focused on the goals, what I'm focused on heavy right now, where I'm led and inspired to do right now, what God showed me now. And I'm going to do that. And even a month next and the month next, I'm cool with that. I even have a 12-month where I'm like envisioning next year. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm writing it down. I'm jotting it down. But they're not set in stone. Those are ideas that could grow, or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll wither up because I'm not inspired as I grow closer. I like that flexibility. I love that dreaming aspect. I love it that it's creative. And that's truly who we are, as we're creators. And so it stays within that same integrity line of just being a creator, which is what you are. And so that's what the method is really. The framework, the foundation of it is to be creative, to be deliberate, to be a visionary, to be able to change things up if you want to. Shoot, it's your life. You can do what you want. It's being full of inspired action. It's being able to set some goals that you thought you were going to do and then actually just pursue them for once in your life, because you put so much brain work in them. You put so much vision, passion, love in it. Or maybe as you grew, by the end of the month, you're like, you know what, that wasn't something I really wanted to pursue. And you drop it, or you move it over to the next month to pull it along even further. It's your life. It's to be free. And that's truly what the method is. And it's really unique, and it's one of a kind in its layout. And it's been really amazing for me, because with raising 8 children, with homeschooling 8 children, with beginning a business, and all of that, it has allowed me to be me through it all, without anyone forcing me into any kind of, box or what they think. Because I was even like, okay, it's really cool, and when even thinking of structuring the books or maybe doing some scripted things in the books, I was like, well, we could do a top 3, this kind of thing. And, but some days I'm like, you know what? Top 3, I'm going to do at the bottom of in the evening. So I don't want anything in there. So I'm going to tell you more about what my plans are, though, here in a minute. The goals section of the Planner Perfect method is super cool, because it's not just writing down bullet points of goals, because Lucy, so are you, okay? So are you, and I love you and thank you. The goals section is cool because instead of just allowing for you to put down bullet points of some goal ideas you have, it truly isn't good enough. I've been there, done that, where you're like, okay, I want to do this. I want to reach this kind of goal for, let's say, social media. Who knows? Whatever your goals are, I want to reach this in terms of a book I want to write, whatever. It's just not enough. I found that details are what make it happen. It's between, shooting off some goals and actually making them happen. It's the details. And I'm huge in details. That's why usually my planner layout will look more like a journal setup, but it's really not. It's just really a brain dumping of all I wanted to do in the layout of my day in full detail. And the thing is, though, is when I do it that way, it's not a matter of, oh my gosh, what am I going to find, where I'm going to be or what I'm going to do. It's a matter of, I've done all the brain work and now my body just does it. It's kind of like, you're on automatic pilot now because you've done all of that brain work and your subconscious mind has soaked all of that up. And I literally just go and do my week. It's just really, really crazy on how that works, but details. So I love to just sit, in the beginning of the month or the end of the previous month and just sit there and just sit in my favorite cozy chair and dream about my month. And it's funny because if I don't do that, I don't accomplish half as much, not even a quarter, because I'm not dreaming. I'm just simply doing what comes at me. And then in that regard, goals just really don't happen at all. I don't achieve more than what has come at me. I'm not deliberate. I'm not deliberate. I'm more of a receiver of just what's coming at me, and I'm trying to corral that or trying to be calm and trying to, make my life happen and create my life. I'm more just trying to take what comes at me and hoping for the best. And that will fail 100%. I mean, you won't achieve more than what you believe you can achieve. You won't be able to grow more than what you know you want. So if you don't know what you want, you won't achieve beyond that. So it's important to know what you want. It's important to dream. It's important to just dream big. And it's important to dream beyond your today and your tomorrow. I mean, it's important to think, who am I? What do I really want to achieve? What do I want? What do I love? I mean, if you were to really go wild and say, I really want to go to New York City and shop, as you can tell, I'm going to tell you some of mine, okay? Because where do I come up with this? I'm like, I really want to go to New York City and I want to go shop around a farmer's market and like have an apartment for a little bit with my family. Just be there, just for a season, and shop in the marketplace and see what New York City's all about and just experience it. Why not let your mind go so freaking wild. And so I'll write that in the front. And exactly, Gayla, good analogy of what you mean exactly with your goal planning. Of course, Chris. Now, those are more dreaming, and I'll put that in the front of my book. I've got this journal, and I journal out all the time different ideas and dreams of what I want for me and my family, and me and my family. And when I go into my goals, and I've showed my goals several times, and I'll show you again, not only is it household and dreaming about the organization of my home and my family and my children, you know, such as spring cleaning and birthdays that happen and holidays and all of that, but really being detailed, the menu, the seating, the decor, or when it comes to spring cleaning, what do I need new? What do I need to clear out? What clutter do I need to get rid of? How do I want to organize this? How do I organize that? But it also goes into my personal me, and I always do a project me page. And now that's a goal. It's you know, my hair, my wardrobe. It's then goes on to my business and my goals and my passions. It's my journaling. It's, hey, what do you want to work at? Here's an example. Well, you know, what can help you to be lost, Danielle, not to be lost, Danielle, and then I'll get back to that example I was going to go to with my goal page, is it is daunting and it sounds really good. So what you do, and what I've talked about before, which this may help, is that you want to put in some absolutes in your planner, and then that gets your juices rolling. So start putting in, how do I want to live in the morning? Okay, how do I want that to go? Don't just wake up, you're groggy, you get coffee, and then kids wake up, or your husband, and then they put demands on you. Be deliberate with your life. So when you say, what can I do that would really be great for me to really start off the day good? What time do I need to get up for that to happen? Do I need to get up at 5? Maybe it's 6. Maybe I need to meditate first and be still. Kind of get rid of any kind of thought, negative thought. Be prepared to hear from God and see what He's got for me. Maybe then next it's, you know, I really want to read. I want to get into some devotions. I want to read a really good book that I've been wanting to. So I'm going to get up early to do that. Maybe you want to exercise. I've been waking up early every morning, wind, rain, shine, snow, and I've been walking for 30 minutes. My husband said something to me. I said, boy, tomorrow morning I want to walk, but maybe I don't want to bring my phone. He's like, no, just think. Just think. Just don't have anything go in this time. And I thought, you know what? I freaking love you. And sure enough, I didn't bring my phone with me, because sometimes I'll bring in my favorite podcasts or listen to YouTube, my favorites. And I just was being me. And I just was appreciating. I was going on a rampage of appreciation, of gratitude. It was quiet. There's just a couple birds, and it was cold as heck. But I had mittens and a hat, and I was just snuggled up, and I was just walking it, man. And I was just appreciating life, appreciating where I was, appreciating where I'm going, appreciating everything, my family, going through the line, thanking God for everything that is going on. My sister, praying for her success, praying for my mother, praying for my family, praying for my husband, my family, appreciating. I came home, I was like, this day is gonna be epic. I mean, it was awesome. So my point, really be deliberate, put some absolutes. Say, hey, I'm going to walk. I'm going to do my treadmill. I'm going to do this. I'm going to read this. I'm going to be very deliberate, be very detailed, and tell yourself exactly what you mean by that. You know, don't say, I'm going to read. Well, read what? What are you going to read? You're going to do exercise. What kind of exercise are you going to do, and what time are you going to get up? That's the kind of thinking you need to think. And this is new for women, I understand. Once you get it, it's a game changer. You're home free. You're a different woman now, okay? Your life starts now. Your life now begins. Because once you get it, you're something different. You're someone different. You don't even know who you are anymore. And you're like, thank God. I can't believe I hadn't done this before. It's kind of like, okay, well, shoot. You know, now I'm like, it's coffee. It's sitting down. Now, and I've been getting to tan now. So I'm tanning just to get a light. I do it for vitamin D reasons, okay, girls? Okay. But it's also great for me because I will be quiet. I'll turn off all their music in that tan room. Honestly, it's a place I go early. My husband's still in bed. I'm tanning and I've walked. My husband's like, I feel like a freaking loser. I'm like, well, you can join me on a walk. Okay. Nothing like, have you guys noticed that when someone in your family starts get going with their day and they're like all deliberate and organized and personal development and just, they know what they're doing. They know where they're going. It always leaves the other partner like, what the heck? Why are you just, I feel like a loser right now, And so it's just inspiring for them basically. So my husband's like, I'm going for a walk with you. I'm like, good, let's go. But I mean, I'm very deliberate in what I'm doing. So like if I'm going to go tan, it's because I want that free headspace, because I got a lot of kids. It's loud. They want stuff. Okay. They want me to do stuff all the time. And so it's very, very important to me. I made it a point that it's important that I walk and I'm alone. It's important without kids. It's important that, yes, absolutely. And what makes me feel good. And that's why I was like, what makes me feel good to start off my day? It's going in a tanning bed, turning off Sweet 98 or whatever station XM station's on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit and I want my mind to be still. I'll even use that as my meditation time. So every moment I'm thinking, what's going to get me off on the best start? What makes me feel empowered, amazing, inspired? And I do that. So then I'll write those things in and then I do them. And because it's took so much thought, groundwork, foundational things to get to that point. And it's just, it needs to be done. And once you know how to do it, and this is going to help you, it's a game changer. Know what you're going to do for dinner. Okay. What are you going to do in the afternoon? What are you going to do here? What are you going to do there? What are you going to do for lunch? What are you going to do here? What can you do for you? My new thing is top 3 for me. Okay. So I'm going to show you that. And I promise not to keep you long. I'm telling you girls, I'm serious about this. Okay, I'm serious. I'm not going to be on long tonight. So top 3 for me, that's my new thing. So hopefully that helps. And so when it comes to your goals, you are going to want to set goals not only on your home and the organization of your home. This helps with overwhelm. You got to do organization. You got to do this and that. Start writing down those things and brain dump out the steps you need to take to get more organized or to spring clean or do something in your home. It's amazing. Once you get it out and it's brain dumped, then now your everyday is not stressful at all because you've already got an action plan going on. Now it's time to pick from those goals, pick a day that you can do that spring cleaning, pick that day you can start writing your book, pick that day you're going to start walking, pick that day you're going to start slow, work up. Pretty soon your life expands. You're gonna see that you're gonna use your talent here. You're gonna do this here. You're gonna expand here. You're gonna grow here. You're gonna want more. You're gonna desire more. Don't be afraid of your desires and think that you need to squish it down a little bit. Like, who do you think you are? If those feelings arise up, know that that's just false garbage and you need to get rid of it. Desiring more, wanting more, that's all part of you growing and becoming. So that is such cool stuff. That is such cool, exciting stuff. And I will, in my planner, I'll write it. I've got my birds. This is my journal for just growing and expansion. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to do this. And your job is to just stay. I say this to my kids, get back in your joy spot. Get back in your joy spot. You're out of your joy spot right now. You're not in your love spot. And it's so funny because my Blaine especially, he's 4, he'll see like a movie or something where a kid's being mean or something or bullied or, in some cartoon. He's like, Mom, he is not in his love spot, is he? I'm like, no, he's not in his love spot. But you know what? God keeps calling him. He keeps calling him. He'll get back. He'll get back just like you do, just like I do. And so get in your love spot. Okay, girls, get in your love spot. That's what I call it. It's the perfect analogy of just where God is, and he resides in there, and he's always calling. So when you get out into the doubt, the worry, the fear, the I'm not worthy, those are all indicators that you're not feeling the same way God does. Get back into where he is. Be joyful. Be excited about life. This planner is a tool to live that elevated, deliberate God life that God wants for you, for real and for sure. So don't let those feelings are indicators that you're just in a wrong vibration. And I love honestly, I love it. I've heard this analogy a million times and I love it. And I tell my kids this because it's important to know. You know, spiritual laws and God is in a certain frequency. I say it to my kids, it's a God frequency. You want to tap into God's frequency. And, you know, we were listening to some music and our music stopped for a minute and then it came back on. They're like, wow, Blaine, he's 4. He's such this mind. His mind's always churning. He's like, Mom, why did the music stop and then come back on? I'm like, well, interesting. We weren't on the right frequency. We lost frequency. And so it was a dead spot. And I said, it's the same thing, guys. And I had most of my babes with me. And I said, listen, this is very important for you to hear, is that a lot of times we're made of energy. And there's a God energy. And we need to tune into his frequency to get his best, to hear what he's saying, to be led every day, to know what he wants. You know, when we get into doubt and fear, we get in that dead spot and we don't hear him anymore. It's gone. We don't hear him. We're not in his frequency. We got to get in his frequency, you know. And I started tuning the radio. You got to tune in. You got to tune in to where he's at, you know, because you're going to miss it. You know, when you sit there and you're angry and you're mad and you're frustrated and you don't know what's next and your self-worth is down low and you don't know where you're headed. You're letting all that fear get in there. Tune into his frequency. And you know what frequency dial that is? Happiness, joy. So tune it to joy because that's where he's at. Any other place, it's a dead spot. You're not going to hear him. So you know, whenever you get off the mark, it's all okay. You know, it's things that happen and we are human, but we are spiritual. We are spiritual beings. And, you know, you got to tune into that. And your life will just evolve and grow and things will pour. That blessing, when God in the scripture where he's going to pour you down a blessing, that's that frequency spot you got to get tuned into because that's where the blessings are. And instead of being hit or miss and not deliberate and living by chance and just by chance you hit the jackpot and you hit into that by chance you hit that frequency because you're having a great day. Instead of it just being undeliberate, make now your life deliberate. And so you're like, you know too much, okay? You got a transformed mind. Now you know that you need to tune in. And now you're going to be seeing more of what your desires and what you're wanting and needing and all of those things. And you're hearing God talk. You're being led to your next move. You hear what's next. You're planning that kind of life and you're tuning into that frequency. So you know that joy is the frequency. And then you map out that kind of life. And that's truly what it's all about. So anyway, girls, that's the difference between a task manager and really just planning tasks and really living within the method. And it's truly tuning into the frequency. Real quick, I'm going to let you know about some Planner Perfect news and what's up my sleeve about Planner Perfect. And that is with the Planner Perfect books, this leads me into this, is that soon, and I will let you know soon, is that the books will be predated with beautiful font and calligraphy type of look. They'll be predated. So on a 2-page spread, you'll see your Wednesday beautifully written with the date. So they'll be dated. Other than that, it will be blank to hold on to the integrity. Hi, Debbie. And so know that that's coming. I think that would be a beautiful element. It takes away the that you have to do it yourself. I mean, it takes away just that kind of element that you have to do it. I'm going to also too, there'll be new web design. I think you're going to love the functionality of how our internet and designs by Planner Perfect, of how our web design looks. It'll be really user friendly. So we're going through that pretty soon here. Also too, what's coming is customizations. You'll be able, it's already been pulled. That's already begun. And you're not seeing it, but behind the scenes it's happening where you pick a print, and you can do your own text on there and see how it looks. So you'll be like, hey, I wonder what this looks like. So you pick your print, you pick your font, there'll be like 4 or 5, maybe 3, 4, 5 texts to choose from in terms of font. And then you'll be able to pick your text and then bam, you're done. So it'll be so cool. You girls are going to love it. And so that's actually being executed now. Pretty soon it will be, the website will be, more of a structured look where it's seasonally done, and then you'll have more you know, of what else there is, like folk art and other prints, but it'll be literally pick your print, and you'll have probably a gazillion to choose from, but at least it'll be organized because I have so much artwork out there. But the artwork is all done by me and my son, and then there is some graphically done. So you'll be able to, now it'd be more like, you know, seasonal, so spring, summer, fall, winter, and hey, pick your book. There's all these to choose from. Pick your text, pick, you know, your font, and bam, and it's gonna be exciting. So that is going down the pipes. Also, what's getting amped is I'm going to be doing lettering for more of our journal line. So, you know, lettering, cool lettering, that kind of thing, that is coming on a whole bunch of journals. The faith line is going to expand. So the faith journals will expand and grow. They've been kind of the same for a while, so I'm ready for a change. So there'll be new lettering. I'm going for more lettering look, and it'll be so cool. And so there'll be a faith box. Also, there'll be, that's coming this year, which is kind of my goals, is pick your own box. Pick your box. So you can now, you'll be able to pick 3 months at a time. And, you know, because if some women like to be able to say, I'm going to fill up my planner, I've got my goals, and I've got my whole seasonal set. So you've got your spring set, you know, like right now I've got my March, April, May. So I've got my spring set in my TN, right? So you can pick your box. And so it'll be pick your print, pick your season. So you've got for your season. And then you'll be able to pick your washi if you want it or not. So you'll be able to add on your die cut stickers, tip-ins, and washi. And so you actually just picking your box. So it's picking your seasonal box. So that's coming too. So that'll be fun. And then there'll be a faith box, which this isn't something that is, you know, like a subscription. This is just, so it's easier for you to get it. So all of that's coming down the pike, and that's going to be super, super fun and exciting. So just remember that the before I get into Q&A, which I'm going to get into that, there wasn't many this time, so that's probably for the best because I've been yapping a lot. But that really Planner Perfect is really planning your life is like laying down a foundation. So you're laying down a foundation for your life where you're planning down your thoughts, you're putting your ideas down, you're creating your life, you're designing your life, you're laying down a foundation for your life. I mean, no more are you just a task manager. I mean, we're just Xing that. We are definitely, we're laying down beautiful foundations for our life. We're being detailed. We're deliberate in our planning. We're allowing God to light our path instead of, you know, stressing out all the time. Okay, good, Chris, because I see my videos. They're an hour long. They are an hour long. Us girls, we just get to chatting, don't we? It's like we're all in a room together, just chatting it up forever. I literally could go on forever. Yeah, so Planner Perfect is foundational. and what's really, really wonderful, we need to understand this, and this is why we get so, and I wanted to bring this up, is that, you know, God is all about order. God, I mean, nature, all about this world, the way the sun, the earth moves, spins, all of this was within order. And honestly, our lives we feel out of place when we're not in order. And I tell you what, Planner Perfect and his method is really set up for you to live a life of order. And it's not crazy, you know, where you're stressed out about it. It's just that when you really have the freedom to lay out and map out a life that you love, and you set goals for your family, your home, what you're eating, it's a fresh idea in organizing your life. It's just, it's living orderly. It's living full of grace. It's not perfection. It's beauty. And it's understanding that, and just understanding the importance of it. It's taking a look about how you're living now and how to truly live that beautiful life. Oh, Jess, I love you. And thanks, Gayla. I love it too. And it's just really, it's just living a beautiful life, and it's living a deliberate life. And that's truly what Planner Perfect is. And it's considering yourself, it's considering your passions, it's considering where you're going. Yes, absolutely. And, you know, with the goals and setting all of that, I will show more of my goals and a mapping of it on the Planner Perfect fans and Planner Perfect page this week. That's what I will do. We'll focus on that to kind of inspire you. And I'm glad you guys ask those kind of questions and want that, because then I know where you're at and what I can help feed you and inspire you with. And so that's great. That's wonderful. I will absolutely do that. I think that the goals are the heart of it, because you pull from that and then you put it in your days. And so my Easter went out without a hitch. And let me just tell you too, always look at anything that comes at you. Like my Easter, planned to a T. It was gorgeous. Everything, 4-tier carrot cake. I made bunnies rolls. They were shaped like bunnies, okay? They didn't only look good, they were soft, moist, and fully seasoned, okay? I made biscotti, and they were shaped like bunnies and Easter eggs, okay? Everything was gorgeous. I had decor months before I knew what I was getting. Everything, you know why I say this? Because during the party, I was scrubbing dishes for 5,000 years, okay? And none of the women that I love, and I'm not going to mention any names, Anna and my mom, helping me, okay? And guess what? I didn't care. I just did it. But I was making mental notes because I love it. Yes, I will, Kelly. I will talk about that, Kelly, in just 1 second. Are you talking about Project Me, Kelly? Just let me know about that. But now I know, guess what? I'm doing paper freaking plates. Okay? I love it when things come up in my life that I clearly don't want, because then I know what to do that I do want. Okay? So always take things that come up that you're not liking, and instead of being like, well, clearly my mom and Anna, my mom and my sister don't love me, and I was a slave to all. It's all perception. I'm very keen on that. I'm like, you know what? I love my family. I'm glad they're laughing. I'm going to clean this up because I don't want to clean it later. Then I kissed all my babies and my nieces and my nephews, and I sat down with my planner. Okay, Kelly. And I thought, you know what? Next year, I'm doing paper plates because that's going to be easier on me, and I can be more with my family and not feel the need to make sure that, you know, things are tidied up or whatever, and not have to face that later. And because I had full plates, and I was like, no, not with this big of a crowd, because it was like 25 plus a bunch of babies, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So just use every opportunity you can for things that come up that you're not really liking and all that, to just love on people and say, you know what, I'm going to do this different next year. It's your life. Create it how you want. Do it. Change it up. And just continue to stay in your love spot. Now, the Project Me, we are almost nearing the end of the first volume of Project Me, and we are talking about As a Man Thinketh. So we're really honing in on the power of thought and how to and what that does, and really it's empowering to know what you can do with your thought. It can either make or break you. So that's what we're heavy in. We're working through it now. If you are late to the game, no big deal. The volumes will still be available, and there will be pre-recorded videos, 12 of them, for you to be able to watch later. They will be available to purchase, and it won't be a high number, but they'll be available for you with the volume and the videos all wrapped up in one. They won't be live, so they'll be more concentrated, and I won't be interacting, so they'll be concentrated video where I'm just talking to you about each prompt in the volume. So that will be available at the end of each quarter. We're getting ready for our next quarter. The box is becoming available again here pretty soon with fun goodies. And I love to highlight a woman who is in business for herself. And so the first round we did Lisa Gledhill, who has a beautiful organic line that she works for. And I had that in there. And I love to highlight a woman who is going after what she wants. And so the next box will also have that in there. of a woman that is doing something and pursuing some goals. And so I love to work with her and collab with her for the box. So each box will have something different. I'll highlight a different woman. So that's kind of fun. And then we will also then highlight another area of growth and what we can expand upon in terms of just growing and learning about ourselves. And this only helps ourselves in, just growing. It's just so empowering. You have so much power that I think a lot of women don't understand that they do. I really feel that a lot of women live in a state, and I hopefully not my girls who've been with me for a while, but women don't understand how their worth. They don't understand how much power they do have to create their own life. They aren't victims of conditions and circumstance, that they actually can create a life that they love, and they can be led 100% of the way without fear, worry, or doubt. So I think we take on a lot. I think we don't know enough, and I think we take on worry about our children, about our families, about ourselves. We hurt our health, we get autoimmune disease, we don't know what's next, and we're living such a mediocre life when we don't have to. And we can change all that. We can be healed of all of our disease simply by truly removing resistance and blockages of doubt, fear, and worry. Once we remove that, that's why those laws are there. That's why God puts all that scripture in there of just, don't worry. Let's not fear. Let's not doubt. And it's time to really understand the seriousness of those scriptures. There's a reason why they're there. And when we truly do worry and let doubt and fear wiggle in, then that's when we get the disease. Our body will wear. Our bodies are made for renewal. Our bodies are made to heal themselves. When we don't block it from the healing. So I did have, I will say that I have had an amazing healing for one of my children and for my ear. I'll keep it just to my ear, but I had a horrible ringing in the ear, and it was debilitating. It was debilitating, and it was, and everyone sounded like a robot. That ain't fun. Okay, when someone talks to me, it sounded like they were a robot, and then it was constant ringing. And then if I was ever silent, thank God I had a loud house, but when it ever got quiet, it was just like that. It was like it was a nightmare. And once I became very aware, and my understanding of how the body works and the mind works, and all the fear and the worry and the doubt that I was taking on, once I started to gradually come to a new understanding and remove all of that, my body's beginning to truly heal of all that it is, that it has had come on it. And so I have no more ringing of the ear. I have no more mechanical problems. My ear is completely restored. And it's just a removal of old, false, it was bitterness, unforgiveness of myself, of others, all of that I had to get rid of. That was huge for me. I had a lot of bitterness, and I had a lot of unforgiveness of myself. You know how much unforgiveness you women have of yourself? A lot, guaranteed. Yeah, listen, Chris, I was going to bring this up. It's a new love. I got a whole bunch I bought today at Target. I spent too much money. Stabilo? I don't know if I bought these actually long. I opened up my art cabinet, and I was like, what the hello? And I tried it, and I was like, where have you been my whole life? Guess what? Guess what's new for Jenny? I like gray pens because it's not so harsh. I love change. I just do. So I've been using grays. I'm going to flip you on and show you real quick, okay, my gray page. And I'm in love, and I'm not going back. But this is also the power of, so join us on Project Me. Would you? Because it's amazing. So go join us. And all of this is all free right now. You just go over there and just come join us, come listen, and watch your life just flower. It's going to be amazing. So some great group of women. Anyway, here's the power of working in your goals and wanting more and desiring more and changing things and loving the inspiration of your planner. But I was sitting in my planner, and mind you, right now I've got a child in my art studio. Okay, so I've got my 18-year-old son who's in my dream art studio right now, And I'm kind of like tapping my fingers, wanting him to leave, not really wanting him to leave. So I'm in that state. I'm like, hey, you thinking about moving out? No, not anytime soon. Okay. So anyway, I've always been painting in my kitchen. Okay. And so I have a huge island, thank heavens, but you know, you got to clean it up at the end of the night. Pain in the butt. And I've been doing this for about a year now, where I've been painting in my kitchen, and yeah, it's great. I've got, you know, I can see all the action. Kids have access to me. That's fine, but I can't close the door on it. So I was like, and right now at this point, my basement's unfinished. So I was thinking, okay, you know what? I need to change this. I don't want to be painting in my kitchen right now. What can I do? And I thought, well, I'm going to go to my basement. And so I set up a whole freaking studio in my basement. It's all set up. My paints are already out. I've got my water ready. I got my paintbrush, bam, ready. I mapped it all out. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my paint here. I'm going to buy new this. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to buy a caddy here. I'm just going to look like this. I'm going to start painting on canvases and selling them. So I'm going to also be offering original artwork on canvas. So that's going to be something new. So because I'm dreaming, okay? And then I was like, well, am I going to be sad for my original artwork to go? So then I went through that, and I was like, I'll be okay. So I got my easel up, I got my canvas up. It's a wraparound, it's a high end, all of it. I'm just like, I'm ready to go. And then I even have Victoria's Secret slippers because it's cold down there. I have it ready to go downstairs with my cute little slippies when I go down to paint. And my kids will be down there guaranteed. Wherever I go, they follow. So they'll be following me. That's fine. Do it. So I'm going to be painting. It's going to be fun. See, just start dreaming, and you just start dreaming and dreaming and dreaming and dreaming, and things just go crazy. Yeah, no, dream, 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 dream. Sky's the limit. Nothing is impossible for you. You can do whatever you want. Just start dreaming it. If you got little babies, work around them. It's what I did. I have 8. You can do it too. If whatever stage or season you're in, slowly integrate into things that just make you feel amazing, and just do it. Even if it's an amazing mug, changing out a closet, cleaning out a closet, beginning to buy your first calligraphy book. I just bought another one. I actually I've been doing calligraphy and writing and lettering for a long time. But nothing beats getting a new calligraphy book and just doing that. I mean, what about that? Just dream. Have fun. Have fun. It's all about having amazing fun. Okay, really quick, you girls. I'm going to get into Q&A. Look at me. What am I in my second hour? Okay, let's do this. Debbie Dobbins, I think, came into my my thought. I think she was right there. Let me see. Let me get into here. Darn it. I was there. Okay. This was a good one. Amanda, again, also had a good one. It was Debbie Dobbins. Okay, well, first, Lucy. Love you, Lucy. And you were saying, I love your plan with me's. It's so motivating and pushes me to keep trying. My question is making your end runner an extension of your planner. I don't really do the wardrobe thing as my kids are grown. Okay, now, that's a great question. Here's my errand runner. This is an extension of my planner, okay? So as most of you know, but if those of you who don't, this is my errand runner. Oh, see, Brenda, I'm not there yet. I have every room occupied. I'm like, are you leaving yet? Maddie, are you getting married? Can you leave? Okay, I got things to paint. But no, she's still there. And so she's 20 and still there, and that's fine. Just stay. Here's my errand runner. It goes with me. This does not. It stays home. Okay, and how I've done mine, I picked all floral prints I've got for my grocery shopping. Okay, the next one is for errands. So when I run errands, you girls know everything. I just paper clip it back to a new errand page. This is my current errands for the week. Keeps me organized. Something pops into your head that you need to go get. Write it in your errand book. This stays in your purse. It's always with you. Then I have wardrobe. That's important for me because I have a bunch of little kids. And even for myself, I'll write down what I'm like, my new undergarments, new jammies or something for the spring or something. I'm just writing it all down what I want to get. And so then when I take it with me, it's there. For my children, it's organized according to their size, shoe size, what they need, when I do my seasonal rotation of what they need. I'm very organized in that regard, and it really pays. And then I do have, this is new for me, I took out my 12-month calendar in there. I just wasn't using it. We're not huge doctor dentist people. And so my kids aren't in school, so I just don't need that kind of a calendar. But it's handy for women that have kids in school, or they have certain appointments that they like to keep track of. Keeping a 12-month calendar in where it's 12 months, it's perfect. But for me, it just didn't. So I like notes. I was using this now for, I listen to people if I'm alone, I'm driving, I'll listen to my favorites, or I get inspired, and I'll just write down notes, or I'll just hear something from God and I'm quiet in my car, and I'll just, when I pull over or whatever, I'm waiting for someone, I'll just write in, that's a dream. Just start doing what you can now. I worked on my island for years, and then now I'm finally got a little bit of a space. And so I love to write down notes. So it's like, this is what's in my head. It's a brain dump. It's a place to write notes to get inspired by, and I can always transfer that to a better place later. Make it completely your own. I was going to say, Lucy, notes is a good one for you. A 12-month calendar might be good for you. I'm not really sure, but you could literally dream up anything to put in there. I love the groceries. I think that that's something that any woman can benefit from. I love errands. I think, again, that can really benefit, of things that you might want to run and go do, or a bookstore. My errand runner is a B6 Slim, and this is Chic Sparrow's buttered rum. Household, yeah, you could, it could be something where if you've got different things, maybe for your home or whatever, I do that in my errands. So if I've got it like Pier 1, Pottery Barn, all these different places I want to go run, bookstore, all that. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. And then I love notes. You could do household. A lot of women have used different ideas than me. And if you girls have any ideas of things that you use your errand runner for, with where you're at in your life, share it. So a lot of different ways you can use it as an extension of your planner. And that way, you don't bring your huge planner with you. I never bring this with me. The only time I ever bring this planner with me is if I'm going to be in a place where I can sit down and plan my life. Then I will sit dreamy at a Starbucks and have a coffee and plan my life. But I never use it as a thing that I need to adhere to or freak out about and be like, oh gosh, what am I doing it to? That's not even how the method works. So this is, there you go, coupon. I keep all my coupons in my errand runner now too, or I always have. That's where all your coupons go. Stick it in the back sleeve of your errand runner. That way you're always on point, you're always there, you got it with you. Okay, next, Debbie Dobbins. I really had an aha moment last week when someone asked about overwhelm. You mentioned that none of us are happy when our houses are a mess and there is no order and we are in overwhelm. You suggested that we make a long list in detail to get us out of it. My aha moment came when I realized that I am tuning in each week, trying to create a life I love, and realized I am always in overwhelm. I have too much clutter. I don't have great systems in place. It seems to me that you have figured that all out. And your house is starting each day with a fresh, new, clean slate to live and dream and create your life. I realize I have to start from overwhelm and build a great foundation of a decluttered house and systems in place from which to create. Can you speak a bit more on this? Any tips you may have? Blah, 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 blah. And a lot of women concurred after that. And even Amanda showed that her planner kind of looks like a bullet list. We'll get into that in 1 second. I think the best thing to do, Debbie, if you find that your life is really overwhelmed. Now, last week we talked about what you can do. I talked to Amanda, is that you truly can start from, don't even really, if it's real bad, you don't even have to plan at this point and start planning. Take a couple days to get dug out. So take a big list, write down everything you want to get done. From, let's say you've been on, you're too buried. So start from priority and go down everything that you want to accomplish and do, okay? So you're going to write all that out according to priority and then just bang it out. Just wake up and that's your focus. Just bang, 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 bang. Just get her done, get her done. Then, as you start to get dug out, you can now start to incorporate that, though, into get some in your goal pages. That way, I think overwhelm can also happen when you have so much to do. Now you're just overwhelmed. It's like, where do I freaking begin? Well, it depends on I think the size of your overwhelm. If you've got something that you can do within a list and you can bang it out within a day or two, bang, you're done. If you really feel like you're looking all over the place and you're like, I don't even know where to start, I just want to curl up in a ball and go to sleep now, then now we're dealing with something a little bit different where maybe, you don't have good systems and so nothing is organized. I totally get it. What you can do then is you can start to dig yourself out. Don't overwhelm yourself and get yourself a page where you can really knock off the top big ones, okay? And knock them out so you can feel a little bit more comfortable and get a little bit of reprieve. Then what I would do is okay, it's April. It's a fresh month. Get into your goals and make that your focus of getting, I can hear little ones, I think, going to be crashing through my door in 1 second. That you can really get into your goal section and start to get unburied. Hi! And start to get unburied. And so start going into those goals and say, hey, I want to really clean out my laundry room and get a system in place. So make that be your goal and let that be laundry room. And so say laundry room and say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to do this. This is going to work for me to get now organized. And this is what I really look forward to really being clean and organized in a laundry room. Then start to say, okay, what else is kind of bothering me? Is it my garage? What can I do? Brain dump, get ideas. What about my basement? Is it this? Is it the kitchen? Is it this? Is it this room is really bugging me? Put it all in your goals section. Hey, lovey lamb. I love you. I love you. And so start to do that. And that'll really make you feel really, really good. Then start to implement them just incrementally into your week. And you will stop feeling hi Anita, you'll stop feeling all that overwhelm because you're not going to be worried about it or thinking, and it's not going to be hanging over you because you've got it down during that week, like on Wednesday, that you're going to be doing your laundry room. Or you're going to be like, no, I'm not worried about that because I got Friday. That's my day for just really cleaning out the clutter in my kitchen pantry. And I'm going to clean that out and get it ready for quick, easy lunches and quick this, that. So when now you can start using that goal section really effectively where you're putting it within your days. Now within the couple weeks to come where you've got each day organized and designated for getting organized. And that is what I've done that my whole life, and that'll get you out. And then pretty soon now you're really fresh. You're silly, starting out from a fresh, clean slate. So that really will help you, and it'll be really, really great. So I hope that's helped, Debbie, to be able to just really feel organized. I'm going to share some of my goals and my goal pages with you girls so you can kind of even see what that'll look like. I'll do a mock-up even of what it can look like to get out of just your everyday overwhelm and all of that and to get unburied. So girls, I'm going to let you go. I've got babies at my door, so I'm going to let you go. But that was a fun Plan With Me Live. Thanks for planning with me and for getting inspired for your week. I love you so much, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye, guys.